Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today in this interview. Today, we're joined by Kalsom Salim, who is the founder of Yaad Memory Book. And today she's going to share with us a little bit about what inspired her to start this app and what we can look forward to for the year 2020. So welcome, Kalsom. How are you doing today?
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Great. So would you like to start by introducing yourself and telling us a bit about what you do, where you live, and your current lifestyle?
I'm a physician by training. I worked some years and then gradually kind of just shifted towards medical software, medical applications. And over the years, obviously, being a doctor, I still read all medical information and all the new studies coming out. And my interest has always been the brain and neurology, basically. And I've been reading about this new therapy that was becoming very popular in Europe for dementia, which is a very growing, pretty much like an epidemic in the world. And this new therapy is called reminiscence therapy. And I've been thinking about how I could use it in a medical application. And that is how I ended up with Yaad, which is what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay, excellent. And do you also have currently a family member or loved one that's affected by dementia?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it, and what really motivated me to make this application was when I met one of my aunt after a couple of decades. So I hadn't seen her in a while. And I found out that she'd been developing symptoms of dementia. Hers was very gradual, but when I met her, she was much happier talking to me about older memories. She was especially very much, I would say, focused. When I showed her, we shared old pictures of the family and significant events in the family. And she was suddenly happier, more relaxed, more connected. And I had a wonderful time reminiscing with her. And after that meeting, I was really motivated. And I realized that, yes, if we could make an application that would allow just anyone to have the same experience with an elder who is developing dementia, I would be so happy if I could do something like that.
Excellent. And just for the listeners out there that are not so maybe clear on the differences between dementia and these kinds of mental health issues, can you explain to us what dementia is?
Yes, to put it in simple terms, dementia is a gradual loss of memory making. Also, there will be symptoms of personality change and maybe some impaired mental decision making. There are so many kinds of dementias. Most people are familiar with Alzheimer's, but it is just one type. It is just more common, and therefore people know it more. But there are other types also. I mean, there is a dementia caused by Parkinson's disease. You can have dementia, which is senile dementia, which is normal, which comes with aging. And then there's an alcohol-induced dementia. So there are various kinds of dementias.
Okay, great. That's really helpful. And what do you think is the most challenging thing that impacts those who have a family member or a loved one with dementia?
I think the most important and the most challenging thing that a family has to face when they have an elder or a parent who is struggling with dementia is, first of all, understanding what dementia is and what to expect in their parent, what changes. Because as their personality changes, as their forming new memories goes away, it becomes harder and harder to communicate with them, to connect with them. And I think that is the first part that basically is difficult for someone emotionally also, to see that disconnect suddenly with your own parent. And you just have to understand what the disease is and what the progression is. And then you should be able to maybe manage much more effectively.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And for me personally, I have, my grandmother has dementia, and her daughters live abroad. So it was a very big topic in the family, you know, what to do with her, and everyone is stressed out. And I think, yeah, as you say, a lot of times the families are thinking about, obviously about the person, but also they're like stressed and kind of how caught up in their own drama and not really thinking about how the patient feels. So I think that's really important to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And then looking at the Yaad Memory Book, so what feature do you like best from the app, and which feature are you most looking forward to that's going to be rolling out soon?
So to give you a little understanding, that Yaad is basically being inspired by reminiscence therapy. Reminiscence therapy itself is a therapy which is very popular in Europe. It is starting to picking up in America also now. It basically is based on the theory that the sense of touch, sense of smell, your sight, it's basically all the senses have this long-term memory, because every experience we have sensed something. And in Yaad, the app I've made, we are basically trying to use the sense of sight and the sense of sound and vision. So basically you will be able to see old pictures in your application. A parent you can just, as if I was doing it for my aunt, I would download old family pictures into Yaad Memory Book. And I would also have the ability to record 3 audio files with each picture that I download. And these audio files are where this picture was taken, when this picture was taken, and why was this picture taken, and who is in it. So when I can do that, when my aunt looks at those pictures, if she cannot remember where it was taken, she can use that audio file, that prompt that I have recorded for her. So it makes it more personal also, because she will hear my voice, not just a stranger. And secondly, looking at the pictures will make her feel more comfortable, more happier, more calmer. Because when you are struggling with dementia, it can be very stressful. It can be very isolating. So this gives you a means to kind of reconnect with someone around you, talk to someone about those old memories. So it's good for your emotional health.
That's great. I really like that feature, especially the one with the audio. I think that's very unique and helps them, like you said, learn about what the picture is, but also from someone who's familiar, especially as is the situation with your aunt, that she's in another country, right? So you don't get to see her physically.
And because in dementia, the main struggle for the person feeling and experiencing dementia is the frustration. And that can be very leading to anxiety and stress. And because of that prompt, we're trying to alleviate that anxiety and the stress. Because if they can remember who it is, but they can't remember what the occasion was, they can use the prompt, and that will help them alleviate that stress or anxiety they might be feeling.
Perfect. That's great. And as a last question, where do you see the Yaad Memory Book in 2022? What is the vision that you have for the business?
Well, I'm very excited about certain features that we're going to be adding. We're also hoping to add some independent audio files, so that and videos, which maybe their grandson, granddaughter, some cousin, anyone, any family member who's not even near them can record those videos and upload them to Yaad Memory Book. And like that also, it will allow them to stay connected to the present. It will allow them to be connected to their family members. And secondly, we're also trying to add some other features which are more practical, which will help the caregiver take care of their family member who is dealing with dementia. And in that, we're trying to add a medication section where you can put in all the medications they are on. And there we also will have the ability to be able to tell them more information about their medications, if there is any interaction to be seen. So we're also trying to help the caregiver, not just the patient or the individual having dementia.
Amazing. Awesome. And that's going to be coming out in this year, is that right?
We're hoping to, yes, in next couple of versions, hopefully.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing that. Is there anything else that you want to add, Kalsoom, before we go?
I just, because this was inspired out of mainly my love for my aunt. So I'm really hoping that it will help other families, maybe give them some more memories to make just using Yaad, and it will allow them to be more connected to their loved one. And I just hope it helps people.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's a great concept. And, you know, also whether someone is close to their loved one or not, you know, in the same city, I think also with COVID, or who knows if there's another pandemic coming up, it's an amazing way to still stay connected when you can't physically go and visit the person. So like you said, it connects the whole family. Yeah. Great. Well, thanks for joining us today. We look forward to seeing the features that are going to be coming out this year with Yaad Memory Book.
Thank you.